Tapaha Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhana. So Swadhyaya is that in order to gain knowledge or in order to multiply our experiences, we need to have these friendships, and then in order to increase our understanding, so we are always doing Sajjana Sangatya. So friendships are essential to relate to each other, to bounce back.
After Dhyana comes Sajjana Sangatya. A Sajjana is a person who does a lot of meditation. When you do meditation, you become a Sajjana. And when you express your meditation experience, that's what happens in Sajjana Sangatya. Every day, lot of Dhyanam and then lot of Sajjana Sangatya.
We create our own negative reality. We focus on what is negative, what was painful. And in a sense, each of us, we create our own suffering if we are not aware of it. Because the minute we become aware of the emotions, the thought we have, instead of reacting, we are starting to respond
the experience that I am getting from the first-hand hearings from the experiences from the other people has given me a lot of knowledge to connect my dots. I used to connect myself and where I am actually failing within these 40 minutes, and I just went through my 23 years of my professional experience, and I just revealed myself where I am failing.
Guilt, fear, and inferior complex have killed me alive. So I was under stress for a complete year. After this breath mindfulness meditation, I started to use my clock time, and I was coming out of my psychological time. I was coming out of my fear, guilt, and worries and inferior complex. I feel completely light. I feel concentrated.
Regular practice of meditation gave me self-confidence. It increased my ability to work longer hours, able to focus on the subject, became disciplined and organized, and I did lose some qualities of loose tongue, envying others, and people started listening to me and started respecting my behavior and my talk, and they used to listen my sayings on the meditation.
Many times I outburst with people. When I take a closer look and see why does this happen, what I could see is I actually go to that outburst mode when I don't get the answer from people that I'm looking for. So it all boils down to acceptance and not accepting them for what they are actually. So I have started to accept things around me.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon and evening. Welcome to the fourth week of our 6-week program. We are understanding our various layers of our body, physically, about intelligence, emotionally, spiritually. This week is all about understanding ourselves, about our emotions. Why do you hold? Why do we hold emotions? Why do you lose out on emotions in dealing with people? Emotional intelligence, emotional regulation is so essential. Multiply our experience of life, to be able to rally with people together, to do more, to experience more. We can be any great technologist, any great academician or a scientist, but many cases where we can't really rally with people. So our work remains individualistic, isolated. Emotional intelligence is having that ability to recover from situations pretty quickly and then continue to perform. Recover from situations quickly and continue to perform at your best. Situations happen all the time. Emotional intelligence is to express the emotion appropriately, but then come back from it. Many times, our body gets addicted slowly to the emotion of the event. And so we stay in the experience, we stay in the event, we don't come back. Meditation is helping us to disengage from the events, is helping us to disengage the emotion. And so then we gain wisdom out of that event. The emotion which colors, that emotion colors that experience of the event. And so then when we are completely emotionally charged, we miss the points, we miss the learning from the events. It's important that we disengage. We separate the emotion which is there in the body, which the body is getting used to it, because once you like something, you want to go and do the same again. It's called conditioning of the body with an emotion. People who have greater ability to regulate their emotions have always been most successful in the managerial cadre. That means your ability to go and then take more people together. Those who have greater emotional regulation, they have greater emotional intelligence. We said this before. Your intelligence about something can get you an instant success, like getting into a job, getting that funding round, or impressing somebody instantly so that you probably get attracted to a partner or a friend. But your ability to sustain the relationship or your ability to grow in the job cadre, your ability to grow your business requires to have a greater emotional intelligence. Your intelligence got you there, but your emotional intelligence will help you to be in there or to grow in there. The beautiful thing is that meditation helps to fundamentally improve this intelligence significantly, because it is doing something called building something called awareness into each of us. We simply want something or somebody to watch us, so it can tell us to separate us, because emotion in the body is so instantaneous that it is all coming up so quickly, and especially when so it's more addicted. Like our body responds too quickly. Our subconscious mind has this emotion center responds to an event, an experience so quickly that it releases an emotion chemical, so the body responds too quickly before you have the opportunity to look at it and say, is it appropriate to express it now again or not? And so we need something and somebody to observe us, to hold us back, and at least let us know that, hey, look, you're going back to your old thing again. And there is something and somebody is our awareness, that observer, the non-dual self. Meditation builds that plenty. If we have this observer with us all the time, it's called consciousness, which is awareness. And the observer is there with us, and the observer is telling us at every step of the way. And so the biggest beneficiary is, our ability to become intelligent with our emotion in the way we express them, when to and not to, how much not to. biggest beneficiary is the emotional body getting better and better. Our awareness is the underlying thread to help us eat more, eat less, talk more, talk less. Our physical body gets better, the energy increases. Our awareness is helping us tell us what we wish to experience. Is it right for you, not right for you? It's just reminding us. Awareness is also telling or giving guidance about, is it okay to express now this emotion? Are you better off just holding on to it? Better off is just letting go of it, dissolving it, but it's not worth it. Meditation builds our awareness, dear friends, so it helps a great deal in emotional intelligence. In the research that we have done, and every time we do the self-assessment surveys or a period of 3 weeks later, and this week we'll look at the assessment towards the end of it again, that the second assessment has been given to you. And then many express that they are more than 80% are telling us that they are getting better with their emotion already in 3 weeks of practice. Our meditation sessions with the wisdom and then daily sitting for 40 minutes to settle our body down so that you are dissociating all the past charged emotion from it. You settle the body down, and when you are trying to empty the mind, we are dissociating ourselves from the past emotional charges. That gets better and better when you do sit down for a sufficient long time, and then when you understand the knowledge of what's right and not right. They're powerful. More than 80% are telling us they're getting better with emotion already. They're getting better with their anger already. In case you feel that way, please do write in the chat, yes or no. Now, in the book Mind to Matter, that Dawson Church documents an experience that one of the astrophysicists wanted to get everything firsthand about the importance of meditation. And so they cover that, and then research that Graham Phillips is the astrophysicist who tried it by himself, and then in an 8-week practice later, he clearly is now responding a lot better for 25% of the situations. Somebody cutting across our driving lane, we are driving and somebody cuts across too close to you. How do you feel? You go home after hard work and then somebody says something to you. How do you feel? You trigger off by a comment from a spouse. You work so much for the last 3 weeks, and then you get this simple, silly comment from your lead. Do you get derailed? Because that comment is there, you associate yourself with it. And so you get sucked into that by derailed, and then for the next few hours, you're fuming and you are withdrawing from it. How do you do? Or you've gotten back into your next thing immediately. So 25% of the time, after about 8 weeks of meditation practice, now Graham felt that he gotten much better in handling many of the situations. That's emotional regulation, significant gain. Our program, we've seen a lot more. Benefits are significant. So we'll understand it, dear friend, this week, how meditation is really getting us to be a better people person, getting us to help become that magnet with people that you are able to then rally to do creative things. 2 + 2 in business language, we know, is never 4. It's much more. And so that's the benefit that we realize when we become better at emotions and we understand. And meditation, this simple practice, is absolutely helping us build a lot of it. So let's go into practice, dear friends, once again. We're practicing breath mindfulness meditation, Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. Our goal is to stay in the empty states of mind. Thousands of thoughts. So we want to go into the empty state of mind by reducing the thought and slowly getting into the empty states. We do that simply by observing our breath. So let me put up a slide, and the posture is very, very simple. This technique comes from Gautama Buddha, who discovered it after 6 years of different types of practices. He just discovered it one day, and then suddenly he saw himself in many, many ways about his past, about his future, about himself being in the present, the purpose. He recognized this technique that when you empty the mind, you are forgetting about yourself, this identity of your individual identity. You reduce all the thoughts, you remove all the pressure on the body, you forget yourself. And so then suddenly something magical, beautiful happens. When you empty your mind, where you forget your body, your environment, everything. And so then you start experiencing greater emptiness and energy. So the posture is simple. As you see in the picture, sit down, legs crossed, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap, comfortably rested, and removing spectacles and closing your eyes. That's the posture. And then sitting comfortably, take back support if necessary. If you're sitting on the floor, take support at the back by maybe resting against a wall. If you're sitting in the bed, rest against the headboard. Whatever that is makes you comfortable, be comfortable. And those of you who cannot sit at all, you can lie down and then do this meditation. And so then in this posture, you settle the body, you relax the body, and then what do? You observe your breath. The moment you close your eyes and you relax the body in this posture, then automatically you are removing a lot of distractions, a lot of sensory perceptions are withdrawn now. There's moving inward. And so then a lot of distractions, a lot of thoughts come down automatically when you close your eyes. And then settle into a comfortable posture, then you're automatically bringing down many thoughts. And then we do something more here, and then we observe our natural breath. You take any reference point on your nose, preferably at the root of the nose, or maybe at the tip of the nose. You take a point anywhere, a reference where you're going to observe your natural breath going in at that point, coming down at that point. So you close your eyes and you observe, put your attention onto your nose somewhere, anywhere. And then at that point, observe your breath is going in and coming out. When you observe your breath, dear friends, slowly, your thoughts are coming down. And as the thoughts are coming down, you start experiencing some kind of emptiness. And then emptiness is energy. So you may experience some kind of sensation, movement. Any of those may happen automatically. And so if you are experiencing any of those states, sometimes people call them weird. You don't know, there is some kind of a movement, some kind of lightness, heaviness, something is happening to your body or to your mind, something is happening. And so be a witness to it, observe it. Don't interpret it. It's normal in meditation. Observe it. So observing the breath slowly, mind is becoming empty. In the emptiness, you start experiencing a lot of stuff. If you are, then observe them. If you don't experience anything like that, that's fine too. Just be in the state of emptiness. At any time, if you have thought and you're thinking, you're thinking about, oh, this is aching, that is aching, what's happening to me, what's going to happen to my project, my meeting next. That's all thought. When you're thinking, bring your attention back to the breath, dear friends, and again observe the breath. And again, you go into the empty state. So this is called breath mindfulness meditation. You are observing the breath, going to empty states, thoughts come, the stream of thoughts keep interrupting. When thoughts come, when you recognize, you bring your attention back to the breath, observe the breath, and do the process again and again and again. With practice, it becomes better and better and better, becomes easier. Those of you new, welcome to this program. It's a good place to be here and join. You can go back to look at day 1 and day 2 videos for more detailed explanations of what happens if you do what I'm saying. And before we do that, dear friends, we're doing this process called heart elevation process. Just follow my guidance for it. And we do it for a few minutes. And then we go into this breath mindfulness meditation. Relax yourself. First timers, do not open your eyes in this whole process. No matter what, make a resolution that you're going to be there, sitting in it, and that your eyes closed. And you try to observe your breath. And when you're experiencing emptiness, you are in it. Relax yourself. Your eyes closed, dear friends. Relax your body. Relax your body and scan your body from head to toe. And as you scan, relax every part of your body. Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, keep your hands on your chest area and your attention on your sacred heart. The slow, relaxing breath. Can you feel your heart center? Feel the seat of all emotions. Nurturing all life. With its energies of love, compassion, gratitude, appreciation. Come on, dear friends. I would like you to connect with your heart center. Feel the beat and the rhythm of your heart. Appreciate this center of emotions, your primary connection into this field of experiences. Can you recollect an experience from your past, from your present, where you felt enormous love, gratitude, compassion? Recollect and relive that experience and feel that emotion. relive that moment and feel that energy? And can you intend to direct that energy to everything and everybody on this planet Earth to help them heal? Come on, dear friends, your intention to help heal all things and everybody with this energy of love, gratitude, compassion. Where your attention goes, there the energy flows. We are all deeply interconnected. Deep inside, we are specks of energy, intricately connected with each other. Love, gratitude, compassion are all the way to experience that connection, to become coherent, to experience more in our life. Feel it. And slowly allow yourself to merge into that in-breath and the out-breath, and allow yourself to experience emptiness. We are less matter, all emptiness and energy. As your mind is becoming empty, we move away from matter. We experience that greater emptiness, the quantum field of energy. Emptiness is energy. The quantum energy field of limitless possibilities. The field of awareness. The field of intelligence. The more you stay connected to this emptiness, this blackness, where there's no body, where there's no thing. The more mindful you become, the more you bring yourself into the present moment. The more you overcome something from your past. Stay aware of this emptiness, that void. Friends, let's express gratitude to all things and everybody. It's truly an honor and privilege to be living this life at this time of history. Can you express gratitude to your parents, your teachers, your mentors, for expanding your knowledge and wisdom? Be grateful to all the people, your family, friends, colleagues, relatives, everybody, for helping you learn many things, you experience many things. Give thanks to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, for making your life so beautiful with that energy, beauty, and more. For gratitude to everything you use, the technology, the system, the companies, the governments that make our life so comfortable. Gratitude to yourself for caring for you, for caring for others, and to this intelligent universe for helping us experience so much more in this life. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Relax your body and let your autonomous nervous system repair your body as you relax.
We can change the world one heart at a time. We can change the world one heart at a time. I see you, I know you, you're a part of me. We can change the world one heart at a time. We can change the world one heart at a time. I see you, I know you.
Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? Who have you become? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. As you always said, whether you experience something or not, whether you have any sensation, no sensation, doesn't matter. Experiences may be there, may not be there. If they're so necessary for you to believe in the process, if they're so necessary for you to know something right now, and they come. Otherwise, they're not there. Experience, as I say, that the tingling sensation, the moving, the body movements, of pains, visions, all of that. They're not necessary, but they do happen for many people. Not having an experience does not in any way mean that your meditation is not good. But sure enough, we all will measure our practice by how we are improving our quality of life. How we think, how we act, how we feel, how happy we are from inside. That's all matters, not how many visions I've got and how many times I've felt energy. Right, friends? So let me put up a few charts talking about emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? And then how meditation is improving. And today, and I bring this topic as learning, doing, being part of emotional intelligence. Because this is a very, very essential component of this knowledge we understand. In spiritual terms, it's called Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa. Learning, doing, being. A very important aspect, because the emotions are the end product of an experience. So they are charged with, the emotions are charged with a lot of energy, and then they get stored in our body as memory. And this learning, doing, being, the way brain is learning has something to do with how deeper an emotion that you're experiencing while learning. And that's what causes our subconscious to relive something more and again and again. So if we understand this concept of learning, doing, being, and then I'm sure it'll help us to recognize how we are set up as a human body to learn, to experience, and so what to re-experience and what not to. Our awareness comes in to help us to not re-experience something that's not necessary. For example, if you have had a big argument at home with your spouse or at office with a colleague, we don't realize the implications of reliving and re-narrating that experience to somebody somewhere else. We don't realize the implications of it. And then we go on casually talking about it to every person, or to the friend, or to that colleague somewhere else, or to we come home and then speak to our family members, reliving that experience, that argument, that thing that we went through, reliving it fully with a lot of emotion. And every time you relive an event that has already happened with that same level of emotion, and then history and the research shows that we relive that event with 50% more emotion than before. And so every time you relive an event, then you're making it stronger in your subconscious mind. You're making it stronger in your brain. That memory becomes more stronger when you relive an event and experience charged with emotion. If there is a lot of feeling, and then how that person said, you said, and that they said, and all of that is that you talk about it, and while talking about it, you feel it, and so you say it, then you're making it deeply, a lot more stronger in your brain, in your minds. And the more you make something very strong, the more it becomes your long-term memory of long-term learning. And so that keeps projecting for you as a subconscious program. Now, tell you what, and if you're talking about the negative things or things that don't serve you, affirming and swearing, and I swear this person just does never understand, does not understand, and me, and is always telling this. If this is what you say with a lot of feeling and emotion, that's what you're recording deeply in your subconscious. The more times you relive something like that, the more times you record it, and the more stronger you make it as a memory. And the more stronger it is with a lot of emotional charge to it, the more faster it gets projected for you in the slightest of provocative situations. And so the more you behave that way, the more you attract that experience from the other person, because that's what you're seeking fundamentally. This person does not understand me strongly. You're sending your signal, making the quantum field work for you. Last week, I understood our observation manifests possibility. Our thoughts and feelings draw experience into our life. So our learning, doing with the way your brain is learning is so crucial in especially understanding emotional intelligence. And so then it gives us an idea of what to relive, what not to relive. But let's understand this. Emotional intelligence can be termed into these 5 areas. Your awareness about you. It's a starting point. Everything is about awareness. Hey, when I'm going to say something, is it necessary? What is it? Who is it useful for? And why am I saying something? Am I just randomly utilizing my energy by just talking about it? So awareness is necessary to even correct our field of words. So first thing that I have in emotional intelligence is talking that somebody's got a lot of awareness about what they're about to go through, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're reacting about. And so they have an opportunity, of course, to then change the response or change the way you're going to say something. Awareness is necessary. Second is expression. Once you are become aware, then you start behaving differently. When you're aware of your emotion and you know you're already in check of it and saying, hey, why am I unnecessarily becoming angry? Then you start looking back, looking at yourself and say, is it necessary or not necessary? In that instance, you have an opportunity to change it. So awareness sort of helps you to start becoming better right there. And expression is to be able to express without fear. We hold back a lot of times because we're fearful. Meditation removes a lot of fear, so it helps us to express better. Start expressing, communicating better. You start expressing positively. We put positive pressure, not negatively, not overconfidently, not arrogantly. So self-expression is an important aspect of emotional intelligence in the way we deal with ourselves, with people. Then inspiration, so the way we carry ourselves, we do our work, the way we remain calm and cool in situations that inspires. We sort of become inspiration to people. And the whole context of emotional intelligence is to multiply our experience. Our experience to be multiplied, meaning, if you are doing a business, you'll be able to attract more people, sustain them with you so that you actually can do it a lot more. You innovate a lot more. You're going travel. If you are great at emotional intelligence, then it means you develop great friendships. People come with you, want to travel again and again. And so, you travel alone versus travel with a group of people is different. You can do many more things. It. So multiplying experience are becoming more successful in the corporate world as you can do a lot more with a larger team. Be in the team and then do more. So if you're able to inspire others, then they are naturally rallying with you. Empathy is being able to understand others from their point of view, not just your point of view all the time. It's so essential. There's a big difference between a successful manager not is this how empathetic you are, how much you put others' point in view before you make a conclusion, decision, or now come to a judgment, any of those. Engagement is your ability to rally people, take initiatives proactively, so work with people, take charge, engaging for many causes. In all of these 5 areas are considered in many times in psychology terms to as what we call emotional intelligence. Somebody possesses these more and more, they're a lot more successful. And we understand that meditation increases these, it develops individuals in all these areas. Meditation develops in all of these areas our abilities to our abilities in these areas are greatly developed. We'll understand that as we go along this week. But before that, I want to talk about this concept of learning, doing, being, and then understand a little bit of our brain. Our brain is divided into 2 areas, conscious and subconscious, are the frontal brain called neocortex, and let me when we get to this slide here. This picture we have shown you, our brain has 3 areas. The top one, the big part of the brain, neocortex, human brain, the peach color one, this one. The whole thing is, this is the neocortex, or the human brain, logic, abstraction. The middle one, which is a small area, which is called the midbrain, as the seat of the soul, the pineal gland resides there, which is what gets active in meditation a lot of times. And so the middle brain is named limbic system, and is the doing brain. The top brain is the learning brain. The big part of the brain is the learning brain, thinking brain. The second one is the doing brain. This is where a lot of subconscious programs, it's also called subconscious mind. Conscious mind, and middle one is subconscious mind. And so this is emotional brain, this middle brain. The limbic system is called the emotional brain, instincts brain. We do things from here because this is where the programs are there. Our wisdom is stored, and so then it operates from it. The third part, which is connected to vertebra, for the purpose of this discussion, the being brain, we don't bother about it. The more you do, you be, and so you become that state. So there's nothing that you do. You got to change your state all the way from learning. So being brain is where you become of it. For example, if you're learning driving, initially you're driving, you're learning. You got to read the manual, and you got to observe people and say how they're driving, what they're doing. It's all learning. You look at the signs when you're traveling here, there as a passenger. You look at signboards, because as you're learning in a manual, you're looking at all of that. So it's all learning, and say, oh, that's that yellow color here, it says yellow color. Zebra crossing, what this is. It's all learning. Then driving, then you get to doing brain is about, then you start doing this as you learn, then you start practicing it. You actually get behind the wheel. So every time you do something, now this is being recorded more deeply, it's called doing brain. And then being brain is after a few weeks of learning and the doing, it becomes automatic for you. So you start driving without thinking. Initially, during the doing time, you think a lot. So brain has got these 3 areas, but then we're talking about now learning and then doing. The midbrain called limbic system, which is the middle small portion of it, the limbic system. And then the frontal brain called neocortex. Let's go back to this slide and understand a little bit about. So the same brain, the middle portion, the limbic system, documented here a little bit in this blue color, red color. And then the frontal brain and the big brain, which is a thinking brain, and part of it's called neocortex, and part of it, the front portion, is called prefrontal cortex. The front part of the brain is called prefrontal cortex, part of a conscious mind. And the midbrain, the limbic system, which is in the middle of it, blue and red color. So it's got 2 components depicted here. One is called amygdala, which is called the emotion center. Another is called hippocampus, which is called the long-term memory. They're part of your subconscious mind, a limbic system. Then this prefrontal cortex, or the frontal portion, which is called the CEO of the brain, the decision maker of the brain, the guiding, the person who guides, the thing that guides us. That's this part, the frontal cortex, neocortex. And so the subconscious mind, which is the mid-limbic system, plays a key role in that. The amygdala, which is the emotion center, plays a key role in your in dealing with people and emotions. Amygdala, emotional center, produces a lot of neurochemicals. The brain produces a lot of neurochemicals. This one produces neurochemicals for experiencing emotion. Last week, or week 2, I talked about brain produces the neuropeptides are chemicals called, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. So they all are there to make us feel good. So we're talking about some of those chemicals being produced here, depending on the kind of event or experience you're going through. So amygdala, what you're saying is amygdala gets hijacked in a stressful state. So what does it mean? So when there is an event happening, when you get a trigger from the environment, typically, let's say a dog is chasing us, or somebody is shouting at us. And so when there is a trigger, our body is sensing that, the senses are sensing that event from the environment, and the signal is received. It's processing that signal and then sending it into your subconscious mind, where this amygdala now responds in one way or the other. Amygdala is the one which is producing a chemical for experiencing an emotion. Now, normally, your frontal brain, neocortex, if it has got the charge, which is the one which is deciding how to behave, if it has got the control, then it works great and you have a better emotion. But if it doesn't have the control, instead control is with the subconscious, then suddenly you're going back and then living based on a past fear, past future, past event, past experience. So here's an example that someone is shouting at you. So ear is hearing, and then it's trying to send a signal to a part of the brain called thalamus and saying, hey, someone is shouting. And the neocortex, which is your frontal brain, which sort of regulates you on how to respond in a given situation initially, is telling, don't worry, it's your boss. Okay, it's your boss. Then your eye is looking and saying, maybe your boss is charging down pretty quickly, coming really fast. And so then neocortex now saying, so your eye is telling he's charging down, the neocortex saying, don't worry, stay calm, it is okay. But then eye is saying now he's coming too fast. And when he's saying too fast, it is sort of telling that there could be a danger, and it is giving that signal. And thalamus is saying, based on a past experience, that thalamus is subconscious, past experience, I can't wait for too long. Something danger is there. They're going to behave a certain way. They're going to probably come and then shout at me for something they've done wrong. And so I need to protect here. Whereas the conscious mind, neocortex, requires some time to think and act, whereas subconscious mind, here the neocortex is the eye has given a signal, and then a subconscious mind is saying it's too dangerous right now, and it needs to go back and behave an old way. The old way for it about the boss is that every time boss may be coming too fast, then it must immediately disappear from the scene because you can't handle the boss. And so if that is the response we have, then that subconscious takes over, and then it bypasses the neocortex, which is giving a conscious response. And then it sort of takes charge and then says, now you run. There's no time to think, you run. And so before the boss comes, you disappear. It's called behaving the old way, bypassing your conscious mind. So, dear friends, what happens is that this amygdala, which is your emotion center, without meditation is driven through your, without meditation, it bypasses your prefrontal cortex, the decision maker, and then just goes through your past experience and then gives an unconscious reaction. Unconscious reaction is run away. Unconscious reaction is to just put up a fight before even they say something. Whereas if you are meditating regularly and then you are developing a lot of awareness. So that awareness is helping you to let the regular control be still with your prefrontal cortex. So you give a conscious response. That is a difference. With meditation, your control is still with this decision maker of the brain, and so you have a more conscious response, choosing by making a choice between what to is the right thing to do. Whereas when you are not meditating, when you do not have that awareness, then you are sort of you're responding the way you were behaving in the past. You're responding, and at that point your emotions are taking over. Amygdala is taken over fully without giving a choice to the conscious brain. So, having understood these three brains, I want to just put up this, let's understand a little bit more about our brain capacities. Our brain has billions of neurons. A neuron is this simple cell. And it's important, there's a little bit of science, we do, in the third week, we talked about quantum physics, we go a little bit deep in science. And then we are doing a little bit of science around, but it's an important concept to understand. So brain is learning constantly by forming neural connections. So now here is a neuron. A neuron has multiple spokes, multiple things that through which it connects to other neurons. So cell means that neurons are called cells for brain. And so every time you learn something, these connections are formed. Every time you learn something, these connections are formed in our brain. And so every time you relive something, more connections are formed. And so brain fundamentally has a lot of memory, and so a lot of connections can be formed. And so when you learn something, learning can be just simply, reading a text. Learning can be having a picture through which you learn, and learning can be you're having an emotion or a feeling, and then you learn. Many things are there. But the learning, as you are, every time you learn, you form connections. Every time you relearn or relive, then you form more connections or become stronger. So learning is new connection. So your memory means a stronger long-term connection. So if I learn something and I repeat it and I repeat it and I repeat it, then you're forming a lot of neural connections. So you remember it because it sticks very well. Initially, it's like a small thread. When you learn, 2 into 2 equal to 4. You learn that. And then repeat it, 2 into 4 is equal to 4. You repeat it again, 2 into 4. You repeat multiple times. Then you have many connections in neurons connected together. And so then you have a deep long-term memory. You have so many connections storing the same information that even if some cells die, then you still have the ability to remember what is 2 into 2. That's why the table is very by-hearted by repeating and repeating. We don't forget. They're there in subconscious as a memory. So you don't have to think what is 7 into 6. Can you tell immediately 7 sixes? You know it, it readily comes to you. And so the repetition makes something stronger in your brain, and then it sticks into your subconscious mind. Now, if you learn something visually, it is a lot more deeper. That's why a lot of people say picture is worth 1,000 words. Because when you learn something visually, then you're storing that same information in many connections. If you learn something as a text, let's take a phone number. You learn something as a text, just simple phone number. Earth is round. You have this truth, Earth is round. When Earth is round, our meditation is good. You learn it as just a sentence, you store, let's say, 1,000 connections. But if meditation is good, now let's say somebody put a nice meditation picture, and that they've written meditation is good. Where the good is there, they have shown some, a good amount of memory, a physically healthy person, and they have calm person, a few pictures they put in their small thumbnail pictures. So meditation is good as simple text, you store 1,000 connections. Meditation is good with a beautiful meditator, and then having the text on it with some more representing good in some way. Then you suddenly store the same information of meditation is good in now perhaps 1 million connections, because you're storing the whole picture that we call context. Now imagine meditation is good. The same information, now somebody plays a 30-second video to you, where the person is sitting in beautiful nature. and there is some music to the video, and that's playing, and the person is going into the deep states, and then they start showing pictures of how this person is behaving in a situation where somebody shouting at him is cool, and the person is like, doing engrossed and doing a lot of work and then getting recognition. Many things they show as what good means. The 30-second video clip has a lot of emotion and feeling, a lot of environment, context. And so now suddenly you store the same information, because at the end of the video it says meditation is good. The same information, now you store it perhaps in 1 billion connections, because you stored a lot of context, environment, the buildings, the color, many things are stored in it. The feeling associated in your body as you're going through, you go through a lot of good emotion, feeling, and all of that is stored. And so you store 1 billion connections. Now what happened here? You have, in the case of meditation is good, you store it as simple text, 1,000 connections, a picture, 1 million connections, a video, 1 billion connections. Now you get the picture. It's memory. And meditation is good. You store in 1 billion connections, that means it becomes strong. It becomes strong, and then you remember it for a long time. That's why when you watch movies, we don't forget them. Whereas the same information, the message of the movie, if you read as a summary, we forget pretty easily. But if you watch a movie, you remember the movie for a long time because a lot of scenes are there and the emotion is there recorded. I remember it really deeply, strongly for longer time. So anything that is there with feeling and emotion is remembered for a long time. Anything that there, the emotion is remembered for a long time. Now you repeat that movie a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. Meditation is good movie. Then you're recording it so deeply that you'll never forget, even if out of the dream, you remember this so deeply. So now apply that, dear friends, to your situations of life, your daily situations of life, when things happen. Whenever we have an event occurred and then something that's not necessarily great, we have poor emotion in it. We're angry with somebody, we're frustrated with somebody, we're guilty about something, and you're going to repeat it again and again. Then you're going to make this strong and stick in your subconscious. When we make it strong, you don't forget, and then it becomes projected automatically as the subconscious mind is taken over with that emotion and feeling. In the case of, whenever there is danger is predicted by the brain. Now here is an example. Let's say you are reading about a thing called How to Be Patient. And then there is a book that is talking about, Joe Dispenza talks about how meditation really changes neural connections, how you can develop a lot of patience, you can break out of the old habit. You read that book and you understand that, okay, patience is an important concept. And when you are able to stay patient, then automatically you are improving a relationship greatly. And so I must develop patience. Okay, maybe I should do some meditation. But you understand that patience is a great response in many times without responding aggressively to somebody. If you are patiently waiting, patiently there, calmly there, is a great response to diffuse a situation. And so imagine that you are having a regular conversations with your spouse on something that frustrates you. Every time you have a conversation about an issue that it just doesn't get resolved. And so then it frustrates you, and then you always say something. And so this is a situation going on every day. So that is recorded deeply. Every time you talk about that issue, then it frustrates you. You are going back into your old self because you're repeating. And so it comes back and then you talk about it again and again. So it goes on. But here is the thing. When you learn about patience, once you come to this class and then you go to this book club, you learn about patience as a great way of responding in a situation, and say, when somebody says something, just patiently just listen it out. That's what you learned in the book. Just patiently listen it out. That will not give you extra energy to that cause, and so then it diffuses, because patience is a positive emotion. It diffuses the energy of the negative energy coming from the other person. And so you learn that, okay, just be patient, listen it out. Don't say anything for some time. So you learned it, and you felt good that maybe I'm going to apply it next time. And you go and then share with your friend, and your friend is also now sharing a story of how he has applied it last time, and then it was good for him. So you learn it a second time. Now this memory also becoming stronger. You learned in a book, you learn from a friend is narrating an event and a story. So with a feeling and emotion, it becomes stronger. So on one side, you're experiencing a frustrating moment with your partner. On another side, some way you're learning through a book club and through an event your friend is narrating that patience is good. And then so you have a strong memory of it now because you learned it 2 times or 3 times. Now what happens next time when you're going through a situation where you're doing an argument or you're coming with the spouse, the same issue is coming up again. You are about to go back to your old self of frustratingly saying something. But in that moment, a spark is given when you're meditating, you get a spark suddenly. If you regularly meditate, the conscious awareness is built. Suddenly a spark comes once and saying, wait a minute, the awareness is built into you that tells you, Chandra, wait a minute, why are you going back into the old? You have something called patience as a new response. I know you can shout or you can walk away as an old response, but here is the thing, a patience is a new response, just wait. The moment that spark comes, suddenly our brain is designed in such a way, when some information comes, it starts trying to pull up everything related to it. So now, instead of getting dominated by your old memory of how you're going to walk away once again from the situation, the new memory of the new learning of patience, which is telling you to stay put there without making a face and then calmly listening it out. All that thing that you learned from your friend, you heard from the book club, all of that suddenly pulls into your brain. And the moment, dear friend, the more of it comes into your brain, now you suddenly are full of that new response. And so then a conscious brain at that point takes over and then gives you an ability to respond differently. So first time, even though you are always frustrated to walk away, first time you are responding and saying, tell you what, let me be patient. You stay patient. You do it once, you go through an experience. This time, even though somebody is shouting at you, you record it as a patient response. You record it once. Now your learning about patience reinforced, became stronger. So doing it once, is it sufficient? You know it's not sufficient. You do it a second time and you do it a third time. When you repeat this, dear friends, this memory becomes more stronger. What do? You go to your friend next time in a book club, you say, you know what, last time this happened to me, this is how I overcame by being patient. You're repeating it, so it becomes stronger. That memory becomes stronger. A third time you repeated it. You tell a friend, you know what, this time really that meditation helped me. You make it stronger again. So your good memories, you tell the stories again and again, you make them stronger. And so what you're doing now is you're slowly making your frustrating response weaker because you're not firing it. The neuroscience is saying cells that fire together, wire together. And so what you repeat becomes stronger. And another principle of neuroscience is saying use it or lose it. So what you don't fire, and so that frustrating response, you're not firing for a second time and a third time. And so then it slowly weakens and you slowly that disappears from your system of as a response. Instead, your patient response becomes stronger as you're repeating it more, you're remembering it more, you're telling the story more, and so it becomes stronger. Now, in all of it, meditation plays a great role in giving you that spark, that awareness, that it is helping you to become aware, and then giving you the spark to bring up that consciously, that memory that you read about or you heard about patience. Meditation gives you that spark, dear friends, because it comes with awareness. Meditation helps to also do one more thing. Every time you want to learn something, you need a lot of neural glue to relearn, to form neural connections. Our brain, when you are stressful, is called something called neurorigidity. It's rigid. So you can't learn when you're stressful because there's not adequate glue. It's all drained up, and so there's no supply. So the neural connections cannot form. Unless you form them, you can't learn something new. And so meditation forms plenty of this neural glue, develops neural glue. So connections get formed, so you can learn new things. So meditation is giving you the spark to apply a new knowledge. And then meditation helps you to learn a new knowledge. And that's how, dear friends, we start changing when you learn something new. So learning being, doing. So if you do it once, you will learn initially about a new response. And with meditation, you're doing it once. Awareness is they're doing it a second time, or doing it a third time, or doing it a fourth time. And so what happens in a few times? You start becoming of that person. You're a new person now. You're a patient person. You're no longer a frustrated person for a situation. That situation, you overcome it. Without even knowing it, you overcome and you become patient. And guess what? When you become patient, when you're not impatient, you're patient, then you're allowing people to be learning from you, and then you're allowing people to develop that patience because you are that. You reflect that energy. They learn from you. They're inspired with you. What you experience is what you allow others to have. So this is fundamentally, dear friends, the neuroscience of how we learn something, but meditation helps us to move into the being state of it. And so why we emphasize a lot of times, share your experience, relive it. If it's small or big, you share your experience, a good thing you're sharing. And so you're reinforcing that concept for yourself. Every time you share, you're reinforcing that good memory of how you change for yourself. And so it becomes more and more stronger for you and to respond better and better in the same way. Right. And so this concept is important in understanding emotional intelligence, because emotional intelligence is all about recording emotions with their feeling, and then feelings are stronger and repeat them, then you're remembering. So next time, you clearly remember with an awareness, meditation builds an awareness and say, what should I repeat? What should I repeat? No longer will repeat those arguments, those discussions, those frustrating moments, those guilt feelings. We don't repeat them again and again to people. Instead, we repeat things that are useful to us because that serves us better. We don't record unnecessary things unwanted, otherwise they become subconscious programs. And this is the reason why many people, when they got into emotion, they go back into the same emotion because they're recording it too deeply without knowing. They're reliving it too many times. Our meditation helps us to not relive different. So thank you very much. To understand this, we build upon this concept on Wednesday and Thursday to know more about this emotional intelligence and how we develop all those capabilities. Nana Jagath.
Morning, Masters. Today announcement, today is a Monday. Book club session is there. You are the placebo. Masters Hari Ramakrishnan and Rajeshwari Muthan will be reading this book in the morning session at 8:15 to 9:15 a.m. and evening session 8 to 9 p.m. IST by Sujata Sriram and Vidya Ramchandran. So, Masters, please join this book club sessions and share your experiences and share your question and answers also will be there. Okay. Thank you, Masters.
Thank you, Nana Jagath. So thank you, dear friends. We have about 10 minutes left. We'll do sharing after a short break.
I
Okay. Anil garu.
Yes, sir. Regarding the book up session is there, already announced. And
That's fine. I'm talking about giving the unmute whoever is raising hands.
yes. Ashok Mittal, sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nanaji Rao, sir. And thank you, Chandra, sir. And thank you, dear masters. Sir, I want to share today's experience during meditation. And I feel that this is very important, sir. So first of all, whatever you say, Chandra, sir, I get a feeling that I should all the time listening it. So convincing, and it touches my heart. There's no doubt about it. And whatever you are saying, sir, I am also getting advantage of it. My version is getting improved. Now, what I have been thinking during the meditation, I could not distract, that thought distracted me. And I am talking about yesterday's World Cricket Tournament. So what happened? Our team was in all the best situation, how they performed, and the entire country was celebrating before the win or before the match. Entire country, sir, including the administration, governments, celebrities, people at large, they were praying in this thing, and all the advantage of previous matches. So I am trying to connect the dots between the manifestation science and the emotional intelligence which we are learning. I have no doubt, sir. I'm only exploring. I'm trying to ask myself what happened in such a beautiful, in such a wonderful situation our team was. And it was a one-sided match. The Australia won. Our team was the best one ever in terms of batting, in terms of bowling. And they had been talking in the media. And what happened, whether because of the challenge, whether their amygdala of the our team's brains, that get hijacked, or what happened? Because if I do SWOT analysis, I personally feel, sir, we should not do overthinking, but we have neocortex brain, human brain. And in every situation, if we don't think, we don't analyze, probably we will land nowhere. We will de-evolve ourselves. The human race will de-evolve if we close our neocortex brain. But we should go on thinking, but not overthinking. So what happened wrong, sir? Learning, doing, being. There were many celebrities. They were praying that we should win. So oneness was there, sir. If the oneness in the Australian country or the Australian players or the Australian people was there, we were dominating because we have larger population, sir. And I am not very much cricket enthusiastic. I have been watching the match throughout the day. This is the first time I've been. So what happened, sir? I want to connect the dots.
First of all, Ashok ji, there are billions of events taking place.
Yes, sir.
At any given time. The
Yes,
common are many.
Yes, sir.
Billions of events taking place around, trillions of events taking place among billions of people. The combinations are too many. When you have these large things that are driven by billions of combinations, okay, billions of combinations, you don't try to predict these situations because they can happen, anything can happen. Now, it is not necessary for us to go and analyze many of these. Let the people who require to analyze it as a group, let them analyze, sit together and analyze because it is useful to them. It is not useful to us unnecessarily. We are polluting unnecessarily our minds because we waste our energy in analyzing things that are not necessary for us, number one. right? A group events are not necessary for us to be analyzed. If you are the coach of the team, you sit down with the 10 of them and then analyze, you'll get all answers. Because ultimately what matters for a group is the group who is actively participating, most influential, is the one which is causing an event to take place one way or the other. So that group, there's a group of business people, the team player, the whole team needs to sit together and see what happens. What happens naturally? Naturally, what happens in a pressure situation is you succumb to it. You succumb to your pressures. And so you respond the old way. Your brain goes into a spiral spin of, oh my God, so there is so much. What happens if I fail? What happens if I just do it? Oh, last time this fellow bowled like this, I got to be extra careful. All these thoughts go under pressure. And so because under pressure, our conscious mind is also not behaving well because we don't have the right decision making. And so we misfire and a lot of things don't happen. Okay. If you're only talking from what others are feeling, you haven't talking about what the players are feeling. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so it is for them to sit together and understand, and I'm sure they'll get answers, right answers, because they are the ones who are really causing a win or lose, and that because you create your reality. So in this case, those 10 or 11 players create the reality for themselves collectively, while others' influence is there, but there in my reality is caused by me. If I am strong-minded, right? Strong-minded, my reality is caused by me. And so what am I going through is the question. Most players are very tough mentally. Tough mentally, so strong-minded. So that means they figured out a way to dissociate from the crowd. But however, if they go into a spiral spin of going a little bit negative, then it cannot be stopped. And so sometimes that can happen. I don't want to analyze. And all I say is India versus Australia, the match was great. All right. We had the best team winning. Our guys in India gave a great fight to me. Yeah, rather fight. What are the great way of playing the game? It was there quite a bit. I felt that way. I felt that way.
Sir, I do agree what are you saying, but I am analyzing from the spiritual scientist point of view, sir. I am just listening. I am learning also. I'm not saying that. But definitely, I do beg to differ from you that I am not analyzing it from the cricket point of view. I am analyzing from the manifestation science or from that point of view. And I will continue, sir. Even if you say don't analyze, I will definitely look into the answers about it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. But I will continue to find out an answer between the dots connecting to the manifestation science, because there was so much oneness, so much prayers, so much team has an advantage. Why the team lost? Maybe because they were under challenge, they were under pressure. Yes, I do agree, sir. And I am not questioning, I'm not doubting, because exploration is only possible if I question.
Question and things that are useful for you. You have a lot many things.
It is useful for me, sir. It is useful for me because I will be learning how the manifestation science, how we are manifesting our thoughts or feelings. So from that point of view, I'll get an answer, because it was a mass event and it's a very beautiful example to analyze and find out an answer.
Do it when you are in a situation like that, not hypothetically. Do it when you're in a situation like that, then it's different.
Yes, sir, maybe.
Do it when you're in a situation, you do it. Don't try to just go on analyzing others' problems.
Okay.
It's waste of your time. It'll be waste of your time. All right. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
A lot of times we get theoretical. We don't need to. Because we miss the experience. By doing so, we can miss the experience. There has to be a right balance. But thank you for the question. It's probably in the minds of many people.
Yeah.
Yes, Usha Subramanian, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. As Ashokji was saying, I think it was right. I saw most of the people switching it off. But, like I really enjoyed their 4s and 6, and I was smiling and I was congratulating them. So that was a change I could see. And that was interesting. And about today's meditation, I would like to say it was a kind of a little different. I have been thinking, as I think in the 5-day workshop also I said about trying to, get people. But today I just saw I had invited few of my colony people, but particularly I could see two women, and I was telling them how to actually sit on the chair and how to fold their feet. And that was a thing like I saw, but there was nothing that I saw. But it was so much more clear because I could see their feet folding, and I was just telling how to clap their hands. But what is it that I didn't see and I saw? What is that? I would like to know.
In your experience, you saw something?
Yeah. Today, like I was, as I've always been wanting to, like talk about meditation, but there's something which in me, which is not opening up. I don't know in which way. But today I could see that, I have invited the colony people and they were sitting, but two women I could really sense or see, I don't know what to call that. And I was telling them how to hold their feet and how to clap the fingers. And it was so much clear, but there was nothing that I saw. So what is that which is seen and unseen?
Meditation experience, madam, many things will happen.
Yeah. And I know the name, I know the person, I know everything, but then it is clear. I mean, I could see the face, I couldn't see the body, but the image was 100% clear.
So you know the person?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
If
you have a message, you know the person, if it is trying to tell you, go and then talk to the person. I mean, you're asking me why you saw. If you see any of those, then if you feel necessary to call them and then talk to them, do it.
I'm not asking that. I'm saying like when we see an image, right? What do we see? Here I saw, but there is nothing that I can picture and say, but I saw a chair kind of a thing, but I didn't see an image. So what is it that actually we see? Is it an image we see, or it is a thought we see? I am not able to explain.
Okay, no, you see everything. You see, it can be a feeling of something, not actually seeing the image, but you can sometimes see the image. Sometimes you see it like a video going through the whole chair and then everything people are sitting.
Right. So this was not a video. Okay, fine. Understand.
It can be any of those. Sometimes you hear sounds, you hear actual voice and heard messages. All of those 5 sensory perceptions, whatever that you normally experience outside is what you can experience inside in a meditation experience time. That's what you're asking.
Fine. And I wanted to just tell you about today's thing. Like, I have a girl in my house. I have kept her for a friend's daughter. And these young people nowadays, it's a studio place for me. And I've, kept her there. And since few months I was going, it was like past and present. In this few stages, both were coming together. And she's been having some friends staying over, a guy staying over. So that was, I could beautifully see my principles of so-called not letting people in, because this is not, and she not knowing, the parents not knowing about it. And I was going through whatever, my feelings. And then I think that emotional intelligence, what you talked about. And one fine day, a few days back, I called her, expressed so beautifully without hurting each one of us. And I said, what you're doing is not right. You need to talk to your parents because she's my friend. And then she expressed herself. She said, sorry. And it was so beautifully. And then the guy came, I told him also, and they seemed to be in a relation. So it was so much more beautiful. I felt all this we hold on, and so many things happen, whether it is a disease, whether it is a sickness. But once you express, knowing yourself that what you are going through, and what is not right, and expression, like you said today, it was so beautifully. I could see exactly in these few times how expressions and how the truth can be easily expressed. And that's what I just wanted to tell you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes.
We were 10 people here and watching at Hari's place yesterday, a few of us, maybe 8 of us. How we go back to our old self so quickly, right? Or the new self, if you are really, really strongly, like the way you said it, at some point, you also would have switched off, but then you are able to appreciate it, stay through it, right? So even though the mass started, is all good, halfway through, I can sense nobody is confident that India will win anymore. They've already gone to the old self. They already started thinking that way, that they're going to lose.
And switched off.
Switch off didn't happen. But at least now you suddenly start recognizing, okay, let's appreciate the other team anyway, so the good team wins, right? Now at least you have that kind of concept. You're no longer fanatic about something. But it is apparent already in the minds of the people that nobody is at the same level of positivity in the way they think and send a vibration. Halfway through the match, they are not. Deep inside, oh, ye jayega, oh, this nahi karega, oh, this is not going to happen. This is how they're already thinking. Because you go back to the old self based on a past. Okay. So we think a lot of times we are all positive, but deep inside it is not that. Right? The deep
That was
inside
the fight I was having, like, and I could see my feeling. I was falling sick. I was, like having headaches. And so it's so much more true. I can see the whole picture now. And once it is out and expressed, you are back to your wonderful self.
So if we are as audience are like that, then imagine what the players go through.
No doubt.
What the players go through in a situation when something happens. And so it's like that. So it's difficult to, all we look at is how good I am getting better or not. But in a larger events, it's difficult to predict. But of course, somebody's job is to look at it to make it better too. Yes, Richa ji.
Yes, Richana.
Hello, sir. Yeah, just adding to Ashok sir and Usha ma'am, I think, I felt like we were so much attached to the outcome of it that we felt we were feeling good or bad. But yeah, at the end, even for me also, when I accepted that, after the after the match was over, yeah, so, accepted it, then, yeah, I felt, Australia was a great team. So that's why, they put all their efforts. So that's why they won. They deserve to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acceptance, continue to celebrate the next moment, continue to feel normal about it. I used to be a cricket fanatic before, after so much. And if India lost, if Ravi Shastri lost his thing, then that's it. I used to go immediately run away from there. That used to be that crazy I was, until 10th. But now, as you look at it, so you recover from it, right? Even if you didn't like it, but at least you move on to the next moment without necessarily carrying that feeling. That's so important. We lost your video. Okay, what happened here? Okay, yes. So is that way?
Yeah, right. I had another question related to manifestation. I was explaining it to my brother, and then he was telling, okay, it's not possible. I told, okay, yeah, it's possible. Then he says, okay, you do this, and then I will agree to it. So, I don't want to manifest what he's asking for, but just to prove him, maybe I told yes. So,
don't do any proof. You don't have to prove to anybody, madam. Last thing you want to do is to prove. This is the trap of many masters go into. They fall into the traps of trying to prove. Who you got to prove to somebody? What do you have to prove?
Yeah, right.
If they're not ready, it's okay. They will. Who is the loser here? Why are you overly worried about somebody not taking it right now? It's their experience. Let them experience. You don't have to waste your energy in proving.
Okay, sir. Yeah. True, sir. Yeah, maybe that analytical mind kicked off that at that moment. I told, okay, yeah. But yeah, I understand it right now.
You prove it once, then you feel the need to prove it a second time, and a third time you get sucked into. It's called Siddha. Siddhis. When we get Siddhis, then we start trying to demonstrate them. We get stuck in them. This is a case of masters getting stuck with powers. Whatever may be the power. My word becomes power. My healing energy is there, so I heal people. So you like it, so somebody will come again. You do it more. Oh, this time only. Another time. You get stuck in it. Okay.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
That is only allowed if you really, really determine that this is your purpose. Your purpose is to demonstrate that it's possible. Demonstrate
Yes.
by proof it's possible. So there are some siddhas who have done great work, demonstrate those magical powers. If they are very, very clear, that's their purpose.
Mm.
They prepare people to come into this path.
Mhm.
Then, okay, so be clear, that's all. And very few people are required to do that.
Mhm. Yeah, right. My mind was telling at that point of time, no, I don't want to do that. It's just that he's asking for, so yeah, right now I'm clear. I don't want to do, so I'll.
That's your awareness. That's your awareness. The right and wrong is drawn to you. That's why knowledge is essential. People do tantric practices, gain powers for doing because they don't have adequate knowledge. Knowledge is not shared. And so they misuse the powers. Right?
Yeah. Right. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, shall I take one more?
Okay.
Yes, Najreen Kazima.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Sir, I still can't seem to get into that emptiness stage. I'm trying, not trying, I'll say I'm concentrating on my breath and I'm trying to get into that emptiness. And by the time I get into the emptiness, it's time for the meditation to end and the ting-ting music starts and it's time to give blessings to the world.
Okay.
So I seem to be taking a very long time to get myself into that state where I'm actually experiencing that emptiness and kind of losing myself. And by the time I get there, the meditation is ending.
That's okay. So here is what you can do. You don't, first of all, I've said this again. You don't look for emptiness. You observe the breath, and then emptiness may happen, may not happen. Many times we don't understand that it's already happened for us. So all we are doing is doing the process that we told. Observe the breath, and then in case you have thought, bring your attention back to the breath. That's all we have to do. Two things. Observe the breath, bring your attention back to the breath. Just practice it. Now, if you felt that you're getting a little deeper into the meditation before a meditation is ending, then do one thing from tomorrow. Take from your facilitator a longer music meditation and just sit through it. Or during this time, you sit for this 45 minutes, but later, by yourself, take a longer meditation music and then sit through it for like 1.5 hours instead of 40 minutes. Just do that. Okay?
Okay. Okay. So the thing is, I have so many thoughts that I don't know where they come from. I can't fathom because I'm not even actually thinking about those things. I don't want to think about those things. But suddenly these thoughts like, oh, there's a bird chirping outside my window. And
Can I ask, 1 second, can I ask here, those of you, some more people who open their videos, and then raise your hands in case you have a lot of thought. Can people raise their hands if you have a lot of thought? I want to know how many people will say here. Madam, there are...
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
There are 8 windows, 9 windows, and all raising hands.
Okay.
They're competing to raise hands because that's the nature of it.
Okay. And so another thing I'd like to ask is regarding the manifestation. Do we manifest the same thing every time, or do we have to pick a new subject or a new desire to manifest each time we do it? Like last week.
The idea is to focus on something. The idea is to focus on something that you really care for, than to go and keep changing your energy into multiple. So you take a few very important things, 1 or 2 or 3, what is essential, and then experience them. In that experience, you may cross over many other things also. So you do this and then try to bring something else until you increase your energy significantly. When you truly become consciousness, energy increase. So then you start having many things simultaneously happen for you, right? But initially, take a 1, 2, 3, as limit as less as possible. So you can put your focus onto them.
Okay, so initially every week I do the same manifestation.
Every day you can do.
Oh, I can do that every day.
Every day you meditate. It's basically, what is it? It's meditation to empty your mind. right? A lot of it is meditation. In the end, when you're in this clear, empty in your mind, in a calm, relaxed state, then you're visualizing a segment, right? That's what you're doing,
Yes.
visualizing. So visualization segment, now you can do every day, you do it. So if you want that to be supported, take the track and then play it again and again every day, right? Every day you visualize. You're entitled to visualize every day. Finish your meditation and then sit down for 10 minutes, you visualize. And then in the evening or night time when you're relaxed, and then so simply sit down, just visualize, no problem. That's
no
your,
need to do the breathing part or anything.
not necessary. A visualization is yours. That's an independent process to meditation. Having combined immediately after meditation, you are a lot more calm,
More
a lot more
energized.
clear, and so you're sort of giving a great energy to it. That's all.
Okay, so anytime in the evening or daytime, I feel like I can just sit down, close my eyes, and just visualize whatever it is that I wish or desire or manifest.
Yes, do it. Just that don't do it like every 5 minutes. Do it every
Okay.
regard, let go, and then feel to operate.
Yes, of course.
You have a team
Yes, of
members,
course.
you tell them what to do, but every 5 minutes you go and tell them, hey, where are you? Where are you? They are not going to get anything done. You need to give them time to
Yes, sir.
create
Okay. Thank you, sir.
that way.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go to the book clubs. So book club started. So thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.